Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Watch this, sister, because we was talking. Remember, as the children of Israel, God requires something of us. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12.
Yep.
And now Israel.
You hear that, sis? He says, now Israel.
What doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
He said, what does God require of you Israelites? Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
First one, we got to fear God.
To walk in all his ways.
To walk in all his ways.
And to love him.
And to love him. Now, how do we do all three of those things? Watch this.
And to serve the Lord thy God.
And to serve him. Watch this. How do we do that, sis?
With all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Read.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Did you hear that? How do we do that? By keeping the commandments of the Lord. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
For thy what?
For thy good.
Moses gave us the laws from God for our good. We got to keep the commandments. We can't make up what we want to make up because it feels good or because we want to have it in our mind. We got to do exactly thus saith the Lord. Now watch this. You already got on a beautiful dress. God said the women ain't supposed to have on pants, so you already in line with that.
Right.
Now you got to take that to another level with putting fringes on there. Have you ever heard of fringes? Yeah, the tassel. What we got here. Did you know you're supposed to have it on your dress? You didn't know that? Pastor Brown at the Third Baptist Church over there on McAllister didn't tell you that?
Right.
Huh? You don't go there? Huh? You don't belong there. You absolutely right you don't belong there. You belong on the side of with us because we getting people right back with God. Now watch this, the fringes.
Numbers 15 verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Throughout their generations. Israel put on fringes throughout your generation. So you were a generation. I'm a generation. You're supposed to pass that down to me. You see that? Read.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So now you put the ribbon of blue on there. You see that? Read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe.
And now that blue match your scarf. Woo! Now you're color coordinated. You see that? Now you're color coordinated with the fringes and the ribbon of blue. You're throwing the blue scarf with the black dress with the gold fringes. Woo! Now you're looking modest. Now you adorned yourself with the modest apparel that God said was beautiful. Read.
That ye may look upon it.
Then here's the kicker. But you got to be able to look upon it
and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
That was the whole purpose for us, so we could remember the commandments and not to forget it. Now in the church, are they wearing fringes? Nah, they ain't wearing no fringes. That's why they forgot the commandments.
That's right.
You feel me? That's why they in there eating shrimp,
Right.
pork, lobster,
No good.
crab, celebrating Christmas, celebrating Thanksgiving, celebrating Easter, saying that Christ rose on 3 days, but Friday to Sunday is not 3 days. It's confusion. You know why? Because we forgot the commandments. You see that? And we love you. Watch this. How do you get to the kingdom of heaven? That you spot on. You got to be keeping the commandments to get to heaven. So why the church ain't teaching the commandments of God to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that we may keep the kingdom? Because it's all a system that's been set up to keep us docile and in the midst of sin. And then when we come out here, they think we're crazy because we're trying to get people back right with God. Read what you got.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them.
And do them. We got to be doing the commandments. Like today's the Sabbath day. Remember, Exodus 31, 16, 17. I know you're going to slide on that bus, but I'm going to give you something before you leave. You said the church is looking for you. They ain't looking for you. I'm looking for you. I told you that already. Yeah. She said, you wasn't looking for me. I said, yes, we was. That's why we out here to find the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
Read.
Exodus 31 verse 16. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath.
You see that? The children of Israel are supposed to keep the Sabbath. Watch this.
To observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant.
The Sabbath is a generational day that we're supposed to be keeping throughout generations for a perpetual covenant. A covenant is what? An agreement. That's right. So we made an agreement with God to keep the Sabbath. Now my question to you is, did we break that agreement?
I know a story. Story that I want to tell about a people that are living in hell. We came on slave ship, fell from being great, as it is written, Deuteronomy 28:6-8.
You are now flying.
Southwest. Heard it's the land of the free and the home of the brave. Must have been before they made me a slave. Have you seen it? It's scenic. Full of fields where they spill blood on my folks acting like they ain't selling blood fruits to the...
No, according to the, no, hold on now, not according to me. Remember, church is on Sunday. He never gave us that. They tell us to go to church on Sunday. So now, did we break that agreement? Absolutely we did. He said you're supposed to keep it for perpetual covenant because what?
It is a sign.
It's a sign
between me and the children of Israel forever.
It's a sign between us and God forever.
That's right.
And we broke that covenant, and now he sent us into slavery, and now we pay taxes.
Right.
Now we subject to payments.
Right.
Now our oppressors got their foot on our neck, and
right.
Guess what they finna do? They finna raise taxes again.
Get out.
To 35 or 36%. We under oppression. You know why?
Unbelievable.
Because we broke God's commandments.
That's right.
And the only way we get the kingdom back is by keeping the commandments in the faith of Christ. But it's a sign
between me and the children of Israel.
The children of Israel. Not everybody. Sorry, this is not for everybody. Unto the children of Israel forever. Forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Forever.
That's right.
Read.
In 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed.
See that? So when we actually keep the commandments and we keep the Sabbath day, we become refreshed.
That's right.
Because 6 days we gotta work, 6 days we gotta labor, 6 days I gotta pay bills, 6 days I gotta deal with stress, 6 days I gotta deal with my boss, 6 days I gotta deal with the world. But today is the Sabbath and we become refreshed. I love you. Oh, you got a question? No, he didn't say worship 6 days. He said work and do labor 6 days. But on the 7th day is the day you're supposed to be worshiping.
That's right.
Huh? Yeah, you can go to, you can still, listen, we worship God every day. But
right.
Today's the special day that God said I'm setting aside from all the other days. And on this particular day, you have to observe it in particular fashion. You can't treat it like every other day.
Right.
You see that? So that's what God said. So because watch this, I don't eat shrimp, I don't eat crab, I don't eat pork. I do that every single day, right? So I can't say, well, you know what, today I'm gonna do it, but on another day I'm not gonna do it. Because you know what, God said on that day is cool, but you know what, I'm gonna do it. No, God said don't touch it to eat it, so I'm not. So God says I gotta work and do all my things for 6 days, then on the 7th day I can rest with God. You see that? So God says it's a sign between us. We made an agreement with God. So we got to keep the commandments, sister. You see that? Revelation 22. Where did Nariah go? Revelation 22:14.
Revelation chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
You see that? Blessed are they that do his commandments. Watch this. Here's the kicker.
that they may have right to the tree of life.
See that? Blessed are they that do the commandments, that you may have right to the tree of life. Where is the tree of life? It's going to be in the kingdom.
That's right.
It's not going to be here in Fillmore. It's not going to be on Mission. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be in Hunters Point. We don't have access to the tree of life right now because we in the midst of sin. So we got to come out of sin. Watch this. First Peter 4 and 2. I'm going to leave you with this, sis. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 2. How you doing, sister? All praise to the Most High. Watch this. Read.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 2. That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of God.
You see that God says in the last days we cannot continue to live according to how we want to live, but we got to live according to the will of God. Now the question is, what's the will of God? Listen while you walk.
Psalms 40 and verse 8.
I love you, sister.
I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart.
See, God's will is the law. It says we cannot live no more living the way that we lived according to the flesh. You don't got to turn now, sis, because I looked at you. I'm looking at you because I'm talking to you, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation